Around here, every day is Avatar Day, even when it hurts. Welcome to MsMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most heartbreaking Avatar and the Legend of Korra moments. For this list, we'll be looking at 2 shows that never play it safe when it comes to the darker side of life, and all the tear-bending moments that grabbed us deepest in the feels. Warning, spoiler alert. Number 10, Jett is redeemed.
I've done some things in my past that I'm not proud of. But that's why I'm going to Ba Sing Se, for a new beginning.
Though they're technically on the same side, Jett and the gang haven't always seen eye to eye. But when he resurfaces in Ba Sing Se, Jett is a changed man. True, that's partly because he's been brainwashed, but he does genuinely seem to want to make amends for his past wrongs.
It's all starting to come back to me.
After leading Team Avatar to the Dai Li's secret base under Lake Laogai, Jett does epic battle against Appa's kidnappers, and even his own brain, breaking free of his brainwashing to try and take out Long Feng.
Do it! Do it now!
Tragically, his heroism costs him his life, and the fresh start he'd rightfully earned. Jett's greatest moment was also one of the show's saddest.
Don't worry, Katara. I'll be fine.
Number 9, the death of Wan.
Before you get to her, you'll have to go through me.
A big turning point in the Legend of Korra was the introduction of the first Avatar, Wan. Though we only get to spend 2 episodes with him, we still see an incredible journey as he evolves from a reckless thief into a compassionate hero.
Rava! The only way to win is together!
When he accidentally releases the dark spirit Vaatu, and its chaos on the world, Wan devotes the rest of his life to working with the light spirit Rava to restore balance. But even with all his power and courage, he's just one person.
I'm sorry, Rava. I've failed to bring peace. Even with Vaatu locked away, darkness still surrounds humanity.
In his last moments, Wan can only see what he thinks is his failure to fix his mistake, and our hearts ache knowing that he can't understand all the good he still managed to do.
There wasn't enough time.
Don't worry. We will be together for all of your lifetimes. And we will never give up.
Number 8, the Avatar connection is destroyed. When Korra takes on her uncle Unalaq and the dark spirit Vaatu, the stakes are too high to escape without intense consequences, but we weren't expecting anything quite so cosmic. Unalaq manages to gain the upper hand, tearing Korra's Avatar connection, the light spirit Rava, right out of her body and pummeling it, each strike erasing a little more of the Avatar line. We see thousands of years of spiritual connection just vanish, including Roku, Kyoshi, and the newly introduced Wan. But nothing is more upsetting than seeing the spirit of Aang blow into karmic dust, except maybe realizing what this means for the Avatar cycle itself. It was crushing to think that it really might be gone for good.
The cycle is over. I'm the last Avatar. I'm so sorry, Tenzin.
Number 7, Yue sacrifices herself. She may not be a bender or a warrior, but Princess Yue commits what might be the most selfless act of heroism in the entire series.
Yes, you're right. It gave me life. Maybe I can give it back.
Saved as an infant by a blessing from the moon spirit, Yue is the only person on Earth who can bring it back to life after Admiral Zhao destroys it.
You don't have to do that.
It's my duty, Sokka.
I won't let you. Your father told me to protect you.
I have to do this.
In returning the spirit's gift, she knows that she will give up her own mortal life and everyone she loves, but Yue steps up without a second thought, saving her people and restoring balance to nature.
No!
She's gone. She's gone.
We're in awe of her commitment to what is right, and that's what makes her sacrifice such a heavy one.
Goodbye, Sokka. I'll always be with you.
Number 6. Zuko is disgraced. Zuko seems like a pretty clear villain when we first meet him, but halfway through book 1, we get a whole other side of the angry prince.
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
Through Iroh, we learn that Zuko once spoke out of turn in a war meeting, and how his father, Fire Lord Ozai, tried to force him to duel as punishment.
Please, Father. I only had the Fire Nation's best interest at heart. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn.
You will fight for your honor.
When Zuko refused, not only did Ozai banish him with a crazy mission to find a long-lost avatar, but he gave Zuko the massive scar that dominates his face.
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher. I looked away.
Once the source of Zuko's anger and obsession had been revealed, it's impossible to see him as evil. He was a traumatized teenager in way over his head, and we feel deeply for his suffering.
So that's why he's so obsessed. Capturing the Avatar is the only chance he has of things returning to normal.
Number 5. Aang discovers the fate of the air nomads.
Firebenders? They were here?
When Aang comes out of the iceberg after a century, he seems to be the last airbender anyone can remember seeing, but it isn't until he returns to his former home at the Southern Air Temple that he learns the awful truth.
Gyatso.
Hey, Aang, you find my dinner yet? Aang, I wasn't really gonna eat the lemur, okay? Oh, man.
Finding the skeleton of his beloved mentor, Gyatso, surrounded by Fire Nation remains, Aang is faced with the horrifying realization that his people haven't just disappeared, they were slaughtered.
Aang, come on! Snap out of it!
Aang can't take it. As he spirals into the Avatar state, his grief and guilt are overwhelming.
What happened?
He found out Firebenders killed Gyatso!
Oh no! It's his Avatar spirit! He must have triggered it! I'm gonna try and calm him down!
It's the first time we viewers really understood that Aang was not just some goofball, and Avatar was more than just a cartoon.
Monk Gyatso and the other airbenders may be gone, but you still have a family. Sokka and I, we're your family now.
Number 4. Appa is lost and abused. As hard as it was to watch Aang and his friends struggle over losing Appa, it was a million times more devastating to see what poor Appa had to go through.
You're about to be sorry.
Our sweet Sky Bison had never known a life away from his best friend Aang, and unfortunately, the world he discovers out on his own is not a nice one. Being sold to a circus owner who uses fire to frighten and control him, a run-in with Azula, getting captured by the Dai Li, being chased and attacked, Appa just can't catch a break.
My, you're easy to find. It's really astounding my brother hasn't captured you yet.
It would hurt to see any of our favorite characters go through this, but when it happens to our gentle giant, it's all just too much to handle. Number 3. Zuko reconciles with Iroh. Zuko has made a lot of mistakes, and the most significant one was when he betrayed his uncle Iroh, his biggest champion, to chase his father's approval.
I betrayed Uncle.
No, he betrayed you.
In Season 3, though, Zuko finally gets his priorities sorted out, and making things right with Iroh is high on the to-do list.
Uncle, I know you must have mixed feelings about seeing me, but I want you to know I am so sorry, Uncle.
Not only is it a huge moment of personal growth when Zuko admits he was wrong and begs for forgiveness, but it's truly beautiful to see how easily Iroh is ready to give it.
I am so sorry and ashamed of what I did. I don't know how I can ever make it up to you, but
The unconditional love he has for his nephew is the kind of thing that would melt the hardest heart, and seeing this relationship repaired is a moment that we all need to experience.
I was never angry with you. I was sad because I was afraid you lost your way.
I did lose my way.
But you found it again.
Number 2. Korra dies. By far the most personally difficult villain Korra ever faced is Zahir. Sometimes it was hard to imagine how she would beat him, but it was still a huge shock when she almost didn't.
You can't fight me and the poison.
When the Red Lotus poisons her, Korra is already devastated, thinking that her father has been killed. And though her avatar state enables her to fight back and defeat them, it's almost too much for her body to withstand.
Korra, sweetheart, it's me, Dad. Please hang on.
Without Suyin, Korra wouldn't have survived at all, and even though she does, the effects of Zahir's physical and emotional torture would haunt her for a long time. Though Korra can seem invincible, this reminded us that she has a breaking point too, and that's rough to watch. Who knew that a cartoon could be this emotional? Before we unveil our most devastating #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Hiroshi Sato sacrifices himself.
Dad! Now!
Goodbye, Asami. I love you.
Lin loses her bending.
Tell me where the Avatar is, and I'll let you keep your bending.
I won't tell you anything, you monster.
Very well.
Sokka doesn't remember his mother.
I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I never told anyone this before. But honestly, I'm not sure I can remember what my mother looked like. It really seems like my whole life, Katara's been the one looking out for me. She's always been the one that's there.
Katara becomes a bloodbender.
You're going to be locked away forever.
My work is done. Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
Ursa vanishes.
Mom? Zuko, please, my love, listen to me. Everything I've done to protect you. Remember this, Zuko. No matter how things may seem to change, never forget who you are.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1. Iroh mourns his son.
What are you doing?
I'm mugging you!
With that stance?
It wouldn't be unreasonable to say that Iroh is the soul of Avatar. Throughout the series, he can always be counted on for good advice, good tea, and good humor.
With a poor stance, you are unbalanced and you can be easily knocked over.
The man has the biggest, kindest heart of any character, but you'd never know that it's a broken one. When Iroh sings for the son he lost, we realize just how much pain he keeps hidden inside.
Happy birthday, my son. If only I could have helped you.
It's clear that some things can never be fixed or overcome, and how unfair life can be to good people.
Falling so slow, like fragile, tiny shells.
There's nothing more heart-shattering than hearing Iroh's voice break as he relives his terrible loss. This is someone who deserves so much more happiness than he's had, and we can't do anything to help.
Come marching home, brave soldier boy, comes marching home.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.